For the last few years, Gary Marshall has been putting out not really movies, but occasions. Valentine's Day, New Year's Eve, and now Mother's Day. And Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve and Mother's Day follow a certain pattern. He gets together some of Hollywood's brightest and best for a great ensemble movie with interlocking stories. Now, New Year's Eve and Valentine's Day, on their own, were very entertaining movies. Of course, Valentine's Day, a time I have a love-hate relationship with because I think Valentine's Day is such a lovely time of year, but I'm like, Hallmark, you don't have to tell me when to be nice. And then New Year's Eve, the promise of something new and everybody getting really excited about New Year's Eve. So when I actually stop and think about it, I kind of don't like any of those holidays. I don't need to be told when to be nice on Valentine's Day. New Year's Eve is great, but it's not really a holiday. The holiday is New Year's Day, but nobody ever really talks about New Year's Day. It's all about what are you doing New Year's Eve. And since I lost my mom, I can't say that I love Mother's Day. So what the heck am I doing here? I came to see a movie. And in this movie, Mother's Day, unlike the other two, I just felt that this movie fell a little flat. Now, we still have the great ensemble cast. We've got Julia Roberts, Jennifer Aniston, Kate Hudson, Jason Sudeikis, Timothy Olyphant, a really, really great cast. And we've got a lot of interesting stories going. We've got the same-sex couple that are afraid to tell their parents, that you're afraid to tell one of the parents that they're together. And we've got the one lady who's married to somebody who's not white, again, afraid to tell her parents. We've got a young lady who's searching for understanding in relationships, and as a result is kind of holding her back from her existing relationship. We've got a guy who's a widower who's dealing with Mother's Day without his wife for the first time. And we've got a career-oriented woman who just wants to focus on that. So there's a lot of interesting things that are going on here. One of the funniest lines in the movie, which really not so funny, but one of the most interesting lines is they asked one character, well, what about you? Do you have any kids? And her response was, no, I have a career. Yes, that's right. Because in 2016, a woman can't have both. This movie fell flat for me for so many reasons. There wasn't anything exciting. There was no major character development. There was no characters that I was legitimately interested in. I mean, it's a Gary Marshall movie, so Christine Lakin makes an appearance, and from a selfish point of view, it's exciting to see her. And it seems like in every one of his movies, she's playing the same role, dealing with an excited main character, and then she kind of comes in and has to deal with the brunt of that excited character. But I love seeing Christine Lakin on the big screen, and I think she's delightful. And Shay Mitchell played Jennifer Aniston's ex-husband's new wife, so of course the newer, younger model. And Shay Mitchell is absolutely beautiful, and I'm thinking to myself, I can understand why people like Pretty Little Liars, because she's so lovely and she's so fantastic. But her beauty doesn't necessarily make this a better movie. I love the fact that she's Canadian, and I think that she delivered a great, a decent performance in this. But everybody did a so-so job in this movie. I blame really the script. Gary Marshall's other movies, again, Valentine's Day and New Year's Eve, to name a few, were really entertaining. We had intertwined stories. It was like, okay, how are these characters going to link up? But there were some major plot giveaways in the trailer of this movie where you knew where the characters were going to hook up. So that was a bit of a disappointment. I'll give Jennifer Aniston credit. Recently named the most beautiful woman in the world. That notwithstanding, I think the fact that, years ago we were talking about how beautiful she was and how she had this wonderful hairdo, the Rachel, and now here we are in the year 2016. She's over the age of 40. She's playing a woman whose husband is now, her ex-husband is now with somebody basically half her age, but she still comes off as absolutely lovely, and she still comes off as an actress who's comfortable with the aging process and comfortable with the fact that she doesn't need to play the 20-something anymore, that she can still be a kick-ass woman in her 40s. And I thought her role was entertaining, but just I found the rest of the movie around her fell somewhat flat. If you get a chance to see Mother's Day, let me know what you think. I'm giving this movie a C-. If you're going to see it on Netflix, see it on some sort of digital download. I don't think this is worth your time to go out to the theater and see. If you really want to see a Gary Marshall movie, dial up New Year's Eve or Valentine's Day. Both of them much better than this one. If you do have a chance to see it, I'd love to know what you think. CFL_fan on Twitter, Facebook.com/WhittyWhittier and WhittyWhittier.com. As always, my name is Keith. I appreciate you taking the time to check this out, and as always, I'll see you at the movies.